Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. For today's project, I'm going to be making something for the Maymay Made It design team, and it's going to be a tunnel card. And this is a trifold tunnel card, and I will be using a 12 by 12 Easter paper pack by Echo Park along with some Silhouette Design Studios cut files that are the Easter. And this is how I did my cut files. So I laid everything out and I put two 8.5 by 11 110-pound cardstock, white cardstock, through my Silhouette machine and had it cut out all of my images. And then to quickly color them in the colors that I wanted, because I really didn't have any cardstock that matched the colors of this paper pack. So I decided to just cut them all out of white and then use my Distress Oxide inks and my finger dauber and just start coloring them in. So this is, I just left the last couple here so that you could see how I did them all. And most of these are actually going to be used in the 10 card kit that I have coming up after this video. But I also had cut out the same ones to use for my design team project. So that's why you're seeing so many images here that I'm not using on this actual card, but you will see them very, very soon. So this distress ink works great. You just take your finger dauber and it blends like butter. So this is a really quick and easy way to color in all these images and to actually get the colors that you want to match your paper pack. So I'm just going to finish up this other little chick. And these guys are so adorable. Wait till you see them in the 10 cards. You're gonna love them. Anyway, so I'm just going to finish up and I will pop out all of these images and put them all together off screen so you don't have to watch that. So to start with card number 1, like I'm doing a 10 card video right now, with the first section of the card, what I did was I used a stitch rectangle die, and then I ran it through with this Doris wood embossing folder, and that's going to be the panel that's going to go on the front. And now I'm taking my card base, which is an A2 size card base that's side folding, and I took one of my stitched rectangle dies and just measured out which one the chick was going to fit in the best, and I'm just going to run that through my machine. And I slowed this way down so that you could see exactly what I was doing. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up that wood grain panel on the back side. And this is how you're going to do all 3 of the times that you're going to cut that hole. I'm going to line it up on the back. I'm going to tape it in place exactly where I would be taping it on the front panel when it's done. Hold it in place with some washi tape. Just make sure it's right where it's going to be when you put it on the front. Otherwise, your holes will be off center. You're going to flip it over, and then that die is going to nestle right back into that hole. You'll feel it just kind of pop right in. Run that through my machine, and then there it is. So that will cut out your wood grain panel, and that goes over the original hole that you created the first time. So now we're going to make a frame to go around the hole that is the wood grain panel. And I showed you the die. It's just I don't even know where I got this. It's a really old, kind of like a wonky flower die, layering die. And I just cut out a frame using the yellow paper from the paper pack. I'm just going to glue that around the outside just to give it a little bit of interest. And originally I thought this was going to be the cover, but then I change it up and you'll see why when we get further into the video. Now this is the second part of your trifold. So like I said, you're going to need 2 A2 size side folding cards, and you're going to take the inside panels and you're going to trim just a teensy bit off of both of them. That way they'll fit together better. And for a better walkthrough on this, I will link Jennifer McGuire's video below, because she does a much better job at walking you through how to put this trifold together. The only part that she doesn't have is the second hole, so you're going to have to watch this for the second one, but that's what I'm lining up right now. So I lined up my 2 inside pieces exactly where they're going to go. Now you can see exactly how they're put together, and then I did the same thing with the die that I did the first time. So you just want to make sure that they're right lined up exactly the way you want them. And then you're going to snap your die back into place. Make sure it's taped on there good. Open up your card. So only the front two panels go through your, well, it probably wouldn't cut through any more than that if you're using thick cardstock like I am. But then this is how it will turn out. So when you open it, you've got two holes, one on either side. So now I'm going to attach the two cards together to create the trifold. And like I said, I will definitely link her video below so that you can get exact measurements. She does a much better job. She does so many of these cards that you'll definitely get it by the end if this one's not clear enough. But that gives you your trifold. Now I'm going to attach my panel, my wood grain panel, to the front and line it up exactly even. And then this would have been the front of my card, but then I changed it to something else, and you'll see why I did it, because I wasn't thinking when I started the card. So if you're going to case this card, I would do the second page first and the first page second. That way you'll be able to see, you'll see why. So this is, I'm going to make a wreath. Like I love these, love making wreaths. So I've already cut out all of my little pieces, the greenery, and this is all from the paper pack, and the little flowers. And the dies that I used for this are a couple of Spellbinders kits that I've gotten in the past, and they had some good greenery and flowers in it. But I've also shown lots of other videos with other flower types that dies that you can use too. But any greenery dies that you have, any flower dies that you have will work. You just have to kind of trim things and just place them on. So I'm just going to speed this up and go through the actual wreath real quick. And I'm just kind of tucking and trimming all of my greenery so that it will fit nicely around my circle, which I was probably yapping when I made that, but it's just two of the stitched circle dies together to make the frame that will fit around the circle that we've already cut out of our card piece. I'm just going to finish up with the greenery, and then these are some of the flowers that I cut out, and I'm not adding any dimension, I'm just gluing straight down, just to try to not put too much dimension into this card. But this should have been the first panel. And if it's the first panel, then, and you do it opposite of the way I'm doing it, you'll be able to add a little bit of dimension to this, so you'll be able to pop up some of those flowers because it'll be on your cover instead of your second page. Originally I was planning on this being the second page, but then once I put it together I realized it was still too thick, even with adhering everything flat for the pages to close of my trifold card. So I ended up swapping it, and you'll see how I do that. So for me, this card's just going to open backwards. But for you to do it where it opens properly, you would put this wreath on your first page, and then your wood grain with the yellow flower border on your second page. So I have a little bow that I also cut out from some cardstock that I have, matching cardstock. I'm going to attach that. And now I'm going to start working on the inside panel. So I want to make a scene on the inside, so when you open it up, there's going to be the chick in the middle is like popping out. And so I'm just going to create some clouds using my cloud stencil, my homemade cloud stencil. I also used my Elizabeth Craft Adventure Edges to create this hill and the grassy border out of the green paper. And I'm just going to barely trim down this inside panel just so that it'll fit nicely on that inner page. So you can see it's like an eighth of an inch off of the top and the bottom. I mean the sides and the bottom. And see how I changed it to where it opens backwards, so that way the wreath is on top and the wood grain panel is the second page, and then this goes right inside the trifold. Now I'm just going to adhere down my hill. And again, I'm not using any dimension here because this is inside the card and it would make it, you could, I mean, if you wanted to do like a score, score out a little bit, like to make a gusset on either side, you could probably do some dimension on the inside, but I didn't do that, so I couldn't. And this little guy already has dimension because he's actually popped up. He's two pieces, so his body and his top piece are separate from each other. So now you can kind of see where I'm going with this. I cut out Celebrate, and I stamped it with some Distress Oxide that I did 2 different colors. I'm going to pop that up, and the Celebrate comes from one of the Maymay Made It stamp sets that I will have listed below. It's called Big Time Sayings, and it works for all different seasons, so this thing is going to it's already getting a ton of use at my house. Now we're going to start decorating our inside scene. And again, some more greenery that I cut out from that same stamp, die set that I showed you, and it's a Spellbinders die set. It's the monthly kit, but I think in the last thing that I did for Maymay, I used one that you can easily get at any one of your craft stores, and it was the Tim Holtz, I think it was Funky Flowers 1 that I used. That would be perfect for this as well, just to throw some flowers in there. It would have worked perfectly for that, for the wreath as well. So now we're just going to pop up some not pop up, but place the flowers on. And this paper pack comes with a sticker sheet, and on the sticker sheet there are a bunch of little eggs, Easter eggs. So once I'm done putting all my flowers down, I'm going to tuck the Easter eggs all around the grass in the hill. Just going to attach the centers. I cut out that one flower, the white one, out of some glitter paper. A little butterfly that I made, again from some other another die that I have, butterfly. It's another Spellbinders die. Came from another one of their kits, but I like the way it pieces together so that you can use different papers. Then a little enamel dot, sparkly enamel dot. I think that's a Doodlebug enamel dots there. And now we're going to start adhering our. It came in a strip, the little Easter eggs there, so I'm just cutting them. Just kind of start tucking them all around. Just creating my scene. This paperback is super cute, and when you see the 10 cards that's coming up after this one goes, I think this one will be on a Wednesday, so the 10 cards will probably be up by Friday, I'm sure, because I'm still in the process of making the cards. But this paperback is so cute, and I know that the shop, Maymay shop, is out of it right now. They have the 6x6 paper pack, but not the 12x12, so I'll see if I can find it and link it below so that you can get it if you really want, if you want this one. Now I'm just going to add some hearts that are also in the paper pack on the sticker sheet, and that is going to complete the inside of our card. So that's it. This is the finished card. Run through it again really fast. I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it, and I hope this gives you some ideas to make some super cute Easter cards for your family this year. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you again on the next video, probably on Friday. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.